Hello everyone, it's Matt here from Prepared UK 101, and today I'm going to be showing you the Highlander Blade Fast Boil, a 1.1 litre PCS with heat transmitter ring. Let's see what's in the box. As is pretty standard with this type of stove, comes in a net bag to hold it all together. And already I can tell this is going to be a noisy one. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I have quite a bit of difficulty with these net bags as they tend to catch a lot on the neoprene and either could be a little bit bigger or made out of a slightly different material. With this stove, the bag is important because the lid doesn't have a lot to hold it on. It doesn't come down over the sides. And it's not a particularly tight fit. You can see there's quite a bit of movement in there. So when you're carrying it, you're going to need the bag. The lid does have some perforations around the top, so that on a really active boil, it's not going to kick the lid off. But when using it, if you did knock it over, you would lose the contents straight away. The burner unit lives inside. Again, there's quite a bit of room there as well. Makes a lot of noise. Maybe wrapping it in a small cloth or something that you maybe use to keep it clean could stop that rattling down. It does come with the added bonus of pizza ignition. The cup itself feels very sturdy. It's quite a thick aluminium cup and has the familiar flux ring around the inside. That isn't the Jetboil painted flux ring, it's Highlander's own, so they've retermed it the heat transmitter. Butterfly handles, again, feel quite good. They are even, they are a good size, and the inside of the pot is gradiated up to 900 millilitres. There is a neoprene ring, so that when you have hot contents in the cup and you pick it up, it's not going to burn your hands. And this is quite good. This one comes off with Velcro, which means it's going to be easier to take off for cleaning the cup or for cleaning the insulator, so that you are not going to have any problems keeping it clean. The butterfly handles have been spot welded prior to the aluminium coating going on, because the inside of the pot looks quite clean. And all in all, it feels like quite a good piece of kit. Retail, well, this is one that's definitely worth shopping about for. I quickly had a look on the internet and immediately came up with a variety of prices ranging from £37 to £47, but then when I looked on Amazon, it was £32 and 24 pence with £1.95 postage and packing. Wasn't available for Amazon Prime, so you would have to wait a little while before it arrived in the post. It is slightly smaller than the Alpkit stove that I reviewed a little while ago, at 1.1 rather than 1.2 litres, but I have 750 millilitre bottle of water, and we can do a timed boil right now. Just find my stopwatch, which after the latest update of iOS is not quite as easy as it was. Thank you once again to Apple for that. Canister goes on really nicely. It feels very, very positive on the thread. Okay, yeah, that's good. No tripod to stand it on. Again, I think they've done everything that they can to try and make this as affordable as possible. So you would have to make or acquire a tripod from somewhere else. The gas regulator has got some good knurling on it, so it's very easy to turn. And the pizza ignition is quite clearly marked and is nice and red. So let's add some water and fire it up and see how it does. One thing that is curious to me now is it says on the box that it's a 1.1 litre stove, but the gradations on the inside stop at 900 millilitres, and I don't know if there's 200 millilitres worth of volume left in that top space there. Anyway, let's see how it gets on. Struck first time, which is always a good sign. And I don't think it's maybe quite as noisy as some of the other stoves that I've reviewed recently. I am going to do a which stove video from all of the stoves that I've reviewed recently to see which one I think is the best value for money, which is the most practical and the most usable, which will give you the greatest, I suppose, long-term usability, and where, if I had to put my money where my mouth was and just buy one stove and use it until the end of its life, which one I would choose. This stove seems to be well made. It didn't feel flimsy in the hand. The cutouts are very neat and very even. There is only really the lid that I think, so far anyway, is letting the stove down. That's without letting too much of the heat out from the pot. Let's have a quick look inside and see how we're getting on. And it started to go misty with some bubbles rising, and we're just coming up to 1 minute and 40 seconds. It would be a very, very strong contender. Price, size, capacity, pizza ignition, well-made butterfly handles, for it to be the stove of choice. The thing that just worries me a little bit is this lid. I think they could have done a little bit better with the design of the lid. I do like this for taking it on and off. But one of the features about these kind of stoves is, in really bad weather, you can use them in the porch of your tent, and with the likes of the Jetboil that has a really tight fitting lid, if you were to accidentally knock it over, with this stove you would lose all the contents, with a Jetboil you would lose a little bit of the contents. We have a decent amount of condensation forming on the inside of the lid, and a decent amount of vapour rising, and there's quite a lot of movement actually in the pot just as we come up to the 3-minute mark. I know we have to be careful when we are using our PCS in the porch of our tents, particularly if it is raining, because of the, well, oh my word, that's come straight up to the boil, and we are 3 minutes and 22 seconds, and that is a very ferocious boil. That would have easily lifted the lid off the pot, and it has sprayed quite a sizable amount of water onto the table to a circumference of about here. That was just off full power, but has brought 750 millilitres of water up to the boil in approximate, well, I set the timer going just after I fired it up, 3 minutes 22. So it has given a good account of itself. We would just have to weigh up in our own minds whether or not it was just there in terms of what we wanted, in terms of practical usefulness, it being safe, and of course it being good value for money. Well, this has been Matt from Prepared UK 101 with the Highlander Blade Fast Boil 1.1 litre PCS. All in all at £32.24 plus £1.95 postage and packing from Amazon. If you were looking for an occasional use, or it's your first soiree into using a PCS and you didn't want to commit a lot of money to it, then this is certainly something to consider. As always, if you've liked my video, like, share and subscribe. I will try and get back to you reasonably soon with a witch stove compilation video. Thank you, bye bye.